exemplary citizens and successful leaders. Please welcome Carol.
Thank you, Peter. We are delighted to be here this morning as the Peaceful Schools team. Many of you are sitting behind me, but we wouldn't be here today were it not for our guest this morning, Peter Yarrow. The Peaceful Schools program was conceived 2 years ago at this conference in Vail, when Peter Yarrow sang and spoke to us about his Operation Respect and his Don't Laugh at Me program. At that time, we decided, Rotary District 5450, decided to partner with Peter and with his Operation Respect program and with the Conflict Center in Denver to talk about how we as Rotarians could get involved in this project of helping create safe, respectful, and productive school environments. So Peter came back, offered to come back again this year to support our program and to talk with you and entertain you once again. Peter, we're delighted to have you here. Thank you so much.
Doing what I'm doing, and I'm saying, my goodness, at the age of almost 77, in another few weeks, 3 weeks, I'm going to be making these new friends who are doing this work that links with what we're doing. And it's exactly focused on producing the same kinds of results. Let me talk about peace for a moment. I've stopped thinking about peace as being just raise my voice, a hair done. Doug, raise your hand if you hear me. Okay, raise the voice a wee bit more, and then I'll talk slow. There you go. Peace is not to be defined anymore as an end of hostilities between nations. We want that to happen. But peace is this. This is a bowl of peace where there is respect. The way you respect the presentations that are being made, the way you honor each other, and the ripples of this, of what you do here, go out everywhere. It doesn't end here. The respect, the peace at your retreats. So powerful. When those kids have it in 2 days, that is what we must understand, is the heart of peace, because we can change the policies, my friends. But if the people in their hearts don't embrace that, if they're basically all about hyper-competition and greed and material things before service to others, peace is not going to be achieved. You say service before self. You live it. You live peace. And when I see those kids from the Rotary Community Corps with their empowerment, it's similar kind of empowerment, and living it on stage, that's an island of peace. What we do, and we started to do, is another manifestation. And the incredible thing was that after I made a presentation here, Yarrow and this team took it and created a way to align it with what we're doing. So that for the first time, we have the kids themselves shining the light with their this little lights, going into the classrooms and you learn how it's being done. And it's another way of doing it. But let me take you back to the history of this. This started with a song, as was mentioned by my namesake, Paul Ewan. And when I heard it, my daughter brought me to hear it at the Colonel Texas Folk Festival that I had helped to organize in 1972. And she said, "Dad, you've got to hear this song." I heard it at the campfires last night. Everybody cries. It's perfect for Peter, Paul, and Mary. She was right. I sat there with my hand holding hers, and the tears fell down my cheeks. And I brought it to Peter, Paul, and Mary. Actually, I brought it to Paul and Mary. I'm Peter. And when the three of us heard it, we did something. We all cried, which is not a big deal. You know, we are so open and vulnerable to each other. You know, we used to cry on stage at regular intervals. But we did something we'd never done before. We started to talk about how we as human beings have responded to the cruelty around us, which was nothing compared to what is being experienced now by kids. And it's not just kids. Look at the television shows that people are ridiculing others and humiliating them and becoming stars for doing it. And people are watching it because it's like the Christians and the lions, but it's not Christians being eaten, it's human beings, selves and humanity being destroyed. And that's entertainment. What are the challenges that we face, and how do we combat them? We combat them to a large degree. One of the ways is by loving each other, but particularly bringing kids up in an environment where they feel loved, accepted for who they are, empowered, and then they develop a resilience. So if that is going on around them, as he said, if I can do it here, I can do it there. And that's what we do in 22,000 schools. So let me play this song that inspired us, okay? When we sang it for 6,000 principals. Imagine singing a song for 6,000 school principals. You've never seen such a powerful force in your life. We were singing, we were asked to be an ASP, National Association of Elementary School Principals. 6,000 principals. And we finished this song, and they rose up together. You know how, you've seen it today, how the standing ovation occurs. One person over here goes, yeah. And somebody on the other side of the room says, you're darn right. And everybody else says, oh God, all right, okay. Now in this case, the simultaneously they got up, and they came to me afterwards in droves saying, give us this song. Give us a curriculum. And I went to educators and said, well, I'll play you the song. I'm a little boy with glasses, the one they call a geek. A little girl who never smiles, 'cause I got braces on my teeth. And I know how it feels to cry myself to sleep. Yes, I'm a kid on every playground. I'm the one that's chosen last. I'm a single teenage mother trying to overcome my past. You don't have to be my friend, but is it too much to ask? Don't laugh at me, don't call me names, don't get your pleasure from my pain. In God's eyes, we're all the same. Someday we'll all have perfect wings. Don't laugh at me. I'm a beggar on the corner. You've passed me on the street. I wouldn't be out here begging if I had enough to eat. And don't think I don't notice that our eyes never meet. Don't laugh at me. Don't call me names. Don't get your pleasure from my pain. In God's eyes, we're all the same. Someday we'll all have perfect wings. Don't laugh at me. Oh, I'm fat, I'm thin, I'm short, I'm tall, I'm deaf, I'm blind. Hey, aren't we all? I'm black, I'm white, I'm brown. Jewish, I'm Christian, I'm Muslim, I'm Buddhist. Don't laugh at me. Please smile at me. Please be my friend. And please accept me just the way I am. No one should be left out. We all should be included. Someday we'll all have perfect wings. But right now we are far from perfect. So don't laugh at me. Don't laugh at me. Don't laugh at me. Don't call me names. Don't get your pleasure. Don't get your pleasure from my pain. From my pain in God's eyes. In God's eyes. We're all. Wait a second. I'm not comfortable singing this song at all. I need Caroline. I need Rihanna and Michael up here to help me sing this song. Don't laugh at me. Don't call me names. Don't get your pleasure from my pain. In God's eyes, we're all the same. Someday we'll all have perfect peace. Don't laugh at me. Applause. I'm going to ask for a different slide. I want to tell you, I'm going to show you something. We tend to forget how serious this challenge is. I want you to show that Newtown video now, okay? I was asked to come to Newtown after that catastrophe, that horrible, horrible shooting. The town asked me and some of the members of this group that lost children. They wanted a concert not to raise money, a concert to bring the town's heart together. They needed to commit themselves not to festering with this pain, but to turning the pain into more love and creating the change that is part of what's called the Sandy Hook Promise. And one of the people singing with me that you're singing is an amazing singer that I'd sung with before, and is lost her son then, 6 years old. And Francine Wheeler has formed an organization that personifies what it is. And it is what you live, and now look how she's turned that pain. She didn't want to live. And you'll watch her sing. And you'll watch that community come together to support each other with love. That is called this program that takes the members of the community that are traumatized by this experience and brings them to Columbine and other places, and together they open their hearts together. And in essence, what it is helping is healing. When you help, you heal. That's the gift. And we have all healed from the gift of giving and helping. Watch this video now. It personifies what Operation Respect has been able to do. Because it is not just about the victims, and it's not just about guns at all. It about nurturing and loving all the kids, including the disturbed ones, who could turn into an Aramanza and Sakai, and loving them before that happens, and giving them an environment where there's forgiveness, acceptance, mutuality, and support with great love. Please play the video.
Our hearts are broken. Our spirit is not. And it is with this knowledge that we are able to move forward with purpose and strength. This is a promise to support our own, our families, our neighbors, our teachers, our community, with dedication and love. This is a promise to truly honor the lives lost by turning our tragedy into a moment of transformation.
This is a promise to be open to all possibilities. There is no agenda other than to make our community and our nation a safer, better place. Things must change. This is the time.
This is a promise to do everything in our power to be remembered not as the town filled with grief and victims, but as the place where real change began. Our hearts are broken. Our spirit is not. This is our promise, the Sandy Hook promise.
We stood outside in the summer rain, different people with a common pain. A simple box in that hard red clay. It's where we left him to always remain. Let your love cover me like a pair of angel wings. You are my family. You are my family.
How many roads must a man walk down before they call him? Imagine how many seas must a white dove sail? How many seas must a white dove sail before she sleeps? Before she sleeps in the sand. How many times must the cannonballs fly?
How many times must the cannonballs fly before they're forever back?
Sing to us now.
Answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind.
Once more the answer, my friend.
The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind.
The answer.
The answer is blowing in the wind.
And for all the children throughout the world who do not deserve to grow up with the sound of guns and bombs or be frightened, let us not live in fortresses. Instead, let us learn to love one another. We shall live in peace. 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 We shall live in peace.
it? We hope not, but
Every day.
probably it could. So what can we do to help our kids deal in a world like this? We developed the Peaceful Schools program. It's a program for and about kids. And it's a great way for Rotary clubs to engage with their community, their local schools, and our youth. The program began here 2 years ago at district conference. And as I mentioned earlier, we developed a partnership with Operation Respect in Peter Yarrow, with the Conflict Center, and with our Rotary District 5450. And our purpose was to support our local schools in creating and maintaining safe, respectful, and productive school environments. What did we have to offer to do that? Well, we looked at each of the partnerships and we realized we each had something of value to offer. And we created a multi-dimensional program. From Rotary, we took our 4-way test. And what kid wants to hear about another test? So we renamed it 4 Awesome Questions. And we changed it, we simplified the language to be a little bit more meaningful for children. Is it true? Is it fair? Will it help build better friendships? And will it be good for everyone? And we created a poster, and we took it to the classrooms. And we hung the posters and we taught the children these 4 simple questions, a new skill and a new tool that they could use in situations that they found difficult. We took the Reading for Peace program from the Conflict Center, and we took books into this classroom, simple children's books that you would all be familiar with. And we read to the children, and we scripted the books back to the 4-way test, or the 4 Awesome Questions. And we asked the kids, what's true? What's really going on? Is it fair? Is it building better friendships? And we taught them how to take those questions and apply them to these books. And then we took the Don't Laugh at Me program from Operation Respect. And we took activities from the Operation Respect guidebook, and we adopted the song Don't Laugh at Me, which the children all love. This program is simple yet powerful. It's meant to be delivered in elementary schools through Rotary, and it can be delivered by Rotary clubs, by Rotaract clubs, or by Interact clubs, or any volunteers that are equipped with the right tools and training to go into the classroom and do it. Last spring, we piloted the program in 3 schools, and we learned something through our pilot program. We had an Interact club in Douglas County deliver the program in the school, and we learned the power of having kids present the program to other kids. That was a real win-win, and you're going to hear more about that in a few minutes. This year we have 5 schools actively implementing the program. We have 5 more schools that are planning to begin implementation in the fall, and we've got 5 schools that are looking for Rotary clubs to support them. So they want the program and they want it in their schools, and we just need to find the Rotary clubs to help them do that. As I mentioned, the program is simple. I'll tell you how simple. And it's extremely powerful, and I have some other folks here on the stage with me that are going to tell you how powerful it is. The program is structured, it's fully developed, it's packaged. We have it fully documented, we have all the materials, we have the training put together, and it's been tested and vetted in pilot programs last year and across 5 schools this year. The steps are really easy. What you need to do is identify a sponsor in your club, a sponsor at a local elementary school, and if you're going to use a middle school or a high school to deliver the program, which we highly recommend you do, a sponsor at that school as well. And then you need to establish some funding, not very much. $750 will do the job, and most of that expense is for the books that you will use in the classroom. Can you train champions of your volunteers? And then you just get out of the way, because these kids know how to do this. This year, we were able to survey the teachers and the students about the program, and the results were unanimously positive. All of the teachers found the program relevant, appropriate, and effective in their classrooms, and every one of them wants the program back. We call that real success. Here to tell you more about the program and tell you about the results from the kids is Julie Stallman. Julie is a first grade teacher at Summit View Elementary School in Douglas County. She helped us pilot the program last year in her first grade classroom. This year, we delivered the program in all 3 first grade classrooms and 3 second grade classrooms in her school. And she will tell you now how that program is working. Julie? Mark, could you please have the PowerPoint? Okay. Could you keep Okay, great, thank you.
My job as a first grade teacher is to teach reading, writing, math, science, social studies. But none of that can take place until I spend time building a sense of community and character in the classroom. Without having caring community in the classroom, the students don't feel safe. Therefore, they don't learn. Having the Peaceful School program at school in my classroom has been a great way to develop character building and a sense of community in my classroom and throughout the school. I've heard students in my classroom using the 4 awesome questions. One day, 3 girls were coming in from recess with their arms around each other, saying, "We're BFFs, best friends forever." And one girl, who often has a hard time with making friends, said, "Yeah, we're building friendship," which is one of the 4 awesome questions. I see many of my students who are reluctant to raise their hand during large group discussions. When they're working with the small groups with the high school students, they are participating, they are finding their voice. My students look forward to having the high school students come to the class. We alternate each month. One month they go to first grade, the next month the high school students come to second grade. When my students, first graders, see the high school kids in the hallway, they're very disappointed when it's not their turn, but it's the second grade classroom's turn. During writing time, I often play music and let the kids write. Many times, the kids beg me to play the Don't Laugh at Me CD. In fact, last week, every single day, they asked, "Will you put on the Don't Laugh at Me CD?" As they were writing, I could hear them singing along to the words. My students have also begun to ask, "Can we read the books that the high school students have read to us?" They are very proud that they now can read those books on their own that they couldn't read at the beginning of the year. I could go on and on about the positives of the program, but let's take a look now to see what the first and second graders have to say.
Favorite part of the Peaceful Schools program was when they brought in the books. My favorite part of the Peaceful program was when we read one, because it's like teaching you that the red one, you shouldn't bully other people, because if you bully other people, then you will not get any friends, and then you'll be not successful in life. My favorite part was when the high schoolers came, because it was really fun. My favorite activity was when we had class, because it showed you should show your emotions. I like the high school kids because they read fun stories. I like the high school setting because we got to learn for awesome questions. When I hear the for awesome questions, it reminds me when my friend was being mean to my friend because she was doing something really bad and I didn't want him to do that. And then I said, would that make anything better? I learned don't bully other people from the program. What I've learned from the peaceful program is how to be more successful in your work. If you don't want to be bullied, then other people will keep you kind. And if you're being a bully, that tells other people that that's how you want to be treated because you have to treat people how you want to be treated. I learned 4 awesome questions and what teamwork can do better than just one person doing something. My favorite story is Don't Laugh at Me because it's not fair to everyone if you laugh at different people. My favorite story is Glenn because it teaches you a lesson to not bully other people and be nice to have other people so you have a lot of friends. I liked Don't Laugh at Me because I learned that you don't laugh at someone when they look different. Don't laugh at me, don't laugh at people who's not to say I love you. Be friends with Dad.
So as Carol mentioned, we surveyed the 141 first and second grade students. The results were amazing. Here's some of the highlights. Over 95% of the students like the anti-bullying program. 99% love the high school students coming to visit. 87% say they think about what they have learned from the Peaceful Schools program when deciding how to handle a situation. 87% of the students want to participate in the program next year. 74% said the program has changed what they plan to say or do. So as you can see, it's been a real success. Now I'd like to introduce you to the heart of our Peaceful Schools program at Summit View Elementary. From the Mountain Vista High School Interact Club. Many of you know them as the Sarahs, Sarah Solnett and Sarah Olson.
There are many different groups that can get involved with the Peaceful Schools program. At Summit View Elementary, we came in as a high school group from Mountain Vista Interact and carried out the program in the first and second grade classrooms.
Each time we would visit the elementary school, we would have a main theme or topic for that day. And the Interact members would lead an activity and a class discussion that was centered around that topic.
Also at the lessons, we split into small groups where each high schooler gets a small group, and we read books that fit the theme of the lesson. As we read along with the books, we ask the kids questions and have a discussion about them, about the theme of the lesson and about the 4 awesome questions. These small groups are a very great setting that everyone can engage in and participate, and everyone's opinions are heard.
Through facilitating the Peaceful Schools program, the high schoolers are not only teaching lessons to the elementary schoolers, but we're actually learning a lot of valuable skills ourselves. We've gone for 8 visits this year to the elementary school, and each visit needs a certain amount of volunteers to make it work. This means that we rely on the Interact members to make this possible. To be counted on and to have this responsibility, we've learned a lot about what that means to be consistently there when you need to be there, and it's a really good skill for high schoolers to learn at an early age. Also, we've learned about compassion. We've learned how to relate with different age groups and personalities that differ from our own. And as you can imagine, working with first and second graders, we've learned a great deal about patience. They don't always do exactly what we ask them to do or have the answers that but we learned a lot about how to accept other people's viewpoints and how this can make it more exciting and fun for us. One of the lessons we were teaching about empathy, and we used the expression, put yourself in the other person's shoes. To the first graders, this meant we'd actually have to remove our shoes and put on the other person's, which we then had to explain this concept in a different way. And it's just really awesome for us to see how other age groups interpret different things differently than we do. Also, we've learned a great deal about leadership and how to get them excited about what we're trying to teach.
We start our lessons by going over the 4 awesome questions that we get from Rotary. And then also our lessons are based off of the 4 topics that come from the Operation Respect book from Peter Yarrow. The 4 topics are expressing feelings, celebrating diversity, resolving conflicts creatively, and caring, compassion, and cooperation. By teaching all of these lessons, we really learn to understand these concepts ourselves and know how to use them in the future. Because no matter how old we get, we know we can use these skills that we learned in other situations that we encounter, that we can ask ourselves the 4 awesome questions or think about these lessons and see how we can apply them to our situation.
Through the Peaceful Schools program, the high schoolers have the opportunity to be role models. Sometimes high schoolers don't have the best reputation, and it's an awesome opportunity for us to be a positive influence in our community. A lot of us don't have any younger siblings, and it's really awesome to have younger kids looking up to you in that way. It's a way that we can do something that's both meaningful and worthwhile and give other people skills that they need to be successful in life.
Our members really love this project. We do so many projects throughout the year in our Interact Club, and this project definitely gets the best attendance out of everything we do. It's such a great way to start our day because we go before our school day, and I know after I go in and teach these lessons that I'm going to have a great day because it just puts me in such a great mood and makes me ready for my day. As some of you elementary, they do a joke of the day on the announcements, and it's funny to go to school later and have some classes with some of the interactors that came and helped with the lessons, and they'll be telling their friends the joke of the day to everyone, and you can tell that it really put them in a good mood and it made everyone happy and have a great day. This is also a great recruiting tool for new or struggling Interact clubs because it's an ongoing project, so they can do it every month and really have something that they can do. And it gets members very excited. It's a very engaging and exciting project that everyone loves.
Sarah and I could go on about how much we love the Peaceful Schools program, but we also want to give you a chance to hear from some of the other Interact members that have been coming in every month to volunteer.
My favorite part of the Peaceful Schools program is using books to teach these kids important life lessons because it's a really good part of teaching them how to love reading and also how to learn things from books.
The thing I enjoy most about Peaceful Schools is being able to teach these kids things that they could possibly use after 2nd grade or 1st grade and just take with them for longer than the original time. And also just know that these kids are doing something worthwhile.
I like being a positive influence for the younger kids.
My favorite part of Peaceful School is to come to 1st and 2nd grade and read to them and to make them happy and make their day good and to teach them lessons throughout the year.
My favorite part is teaching kids life lessons and connecting with them without Legos.
My favorite part of the Peaceful Schools lessons is thinking that we can make a difference in a child's life. And like in high school, we can use these lessons to really make friends or really make a difference in their community.
My favorite part of Peaceful Schools is giving the kids a lesson, seeing the smiles on their faces.
My favorite part of Peaceful Schools is getting to teach the kids valuable life lessons and being able to see them use them in their everyday lives.
Okay, and one person that's been there for all the visits and helped us out a lot is the Rotary liaison from our Interact Club to the Highlands Ranch Rotary, who also happens to be my mom. It's Carla Olson.
It has been my privilege to be As the liaison, I've had a unique perspective watching all of the lessons and interactions take place, watching the high school students get involved, engaged, and connect with the students beyond the surface level. Not only do the recipients benefit, but the high school mentors benefit as well. The students depart from their everyday lives viewing themselves in a different way. They see themselves as leaders, mentors, and role models. They push themselves out of their comfort zones. As they teach, they're also learning. They're rethinking their own values, their own relationships, and reinforcing positive behaviors as they interact with others throughout the day. Students also maintain and see the benefit of a sustained commitment throughout the months of the program. We have a wide variety of students delivering the lessons, and here's how the Peaceful School program has affected some of their lives. One of the young men has been a part of our Interact program since its inception for 4 years. He has a wonderful giving heart, but is extremely shy and reserved. In fact, if a project includes speaking with other people that he doesn't know, he often declines that activity. However, he did decide to join us at the Peaceful Schools program. He comes every month, and he says that he really enjoys his time there. In fact, he's even foregoing extra sleep in the morning to attend, which of course is a very precious commodity for high school students. But I think his biggest stamp of approval is that he now brings 2 of his buddies along. And for a young man to go on his own is one thing, but to grab his friends and say, hey, come along with me, this is really cool, is definitely a different step, I think. One of the young men that came with him said, you know, I kind of went along for the ride. I didn't really think it would be that interesting or that relevant. Well, now he's a regular attendee every month, too. He says that his favorite part is seeing how much joy he's actually bringing to the students, and he also remarks frequently at how surprised and pleased he is at the recognition and the remembering that the first and second graders do from visit to visit of things that they've heard and learned in the past. And mind you, that's once every other month, because we switch between grade levels each month. But there's always one that really tugs at your heartstrings, right? So there's this young lady who's lovely, and she is quite shy and reserved, and I had asked her repeatedly to come and join us at the elementary school. I thought she would really enjoy it. I had also really encouraged her to apply for RILA because I felt like she had so much to offer, but to that she also replied no. Well, at last month's visit, all of a sudden she showed up. Well, she's very shy, so she didn't tell us that she was actually showing up to observe. So we didn't have that information, so of course we threw her into a group to facilitate, because the more high schoolers, the smaller the group and the larger the impact, right? Well, I instructed the Sayers to keep a special eye on her, making sure that her group was successful, but no assistance was required. The smiles were from ear to ear. Her group was totally engaged, as she was with them. In fact, I saw their conversations extend far beyond what was written on the paper for the lessons. Following the lesson, she said, Miss Carla, when is my next chance to come? I really love it. Her mom told me that this was really something that pushed her out of her zone. She felt like she wasn't a good reader, and she felt like she couldn't hold the attention of the students. Clearly, both of those paradigms were shifted that day. Her mother said that it was a milestone moment for her daughter. She said that it broke barriers, changed her level of risk-taking, and even gave her the confidence to change her mind about applying for RILA camp. She told me the other day that her interview was fabulous and she really enjoyed her time with Miss Jan. Quite a growth spurt, I would say, right? All in all, my takeaway from the Peaceful that it leaves footprints and it changes lives. Now it is my pleasure to introduce Gail Lehrman. She's a member of the Rotary Club of the Denver Southeast, a founding member of the Peaceful Schools Committee, district chair for the Peace and Conflict Resolution Center, and an all-around great gal.
As you can see, this is an outstanding program that's just ready to take off. We have some great presenters here today, and I'm here to summarize and get Peter back up for one last song. So I'm going to buzz through our why is it good for Rotary? Just quickly, and then summarize with the training opportunities that are coming up. I think Rotary is in the community to help make a difference, and we can make that difference in public schools or private schools, wherever we go with the Peaceful Schools program. Our goal is to help kids have healthy relationships and positive problem-solving skills, and this is a very good program to do that. Where's the clicker?
We need the PowerPoint back. Mark, we need the PowerPoint.
Does someone have the PowerPoint ready to go? There we go. We are making that difference in our community, and we can make a major impact. We're also teaching important values and skills to youth by helping them develop social and positive skills, emotional skills. We're also training young leaders. You've just seen some great leaders here in our Interact clubs. It's a great opportunity for Rotary clubs to work with their young people and teach them leadership skills. And last but not least, this is a major focus within the peace and conflict prevention and resolution area that each one of our clubs should be becoming involved with in the 4 or the 6 focus areas. I'd like to invite you, if you're interested, to take the brochure that's been on your table or on your chairs. There's also information on the opportunities we have coming out for training. There's one Thursday, May 14th, and one Monday, June 15th at the Daniels Fund in Denver, so that you might learn more and become better acquainted with, take the information back to your club and initiate it within your own community. With that, Peter, would you like to come up and end our program this morning?
All of you are part of the Peaceful Schools program to come up and spread yourselves around this microphone. And bring that microphone up, my brother, if you will, please. I'm going to sing a great song, a song of gratitude. Gratitude is very much connected to, oh, sorry,
Mark, would you play the slideshow? Thank you.
oh, yes. As soon as I start singing. Want to bunch in on the microphone so you can hear. Singing This Land Is Your Land. At the age of 60, I decided that I was going to devote my life to something. And I thought a lot about what it was. Beyond being well married, which I must assure you was the most extraordinary journey I could have ever imagined. And I felt that the most important thing I could do was help to educate a next generation to be peace builders, leaders, caring kids. This happened, this decision was made the year before Columbine. The challenges to kids are more and more intense. The challenges to society are more and more intense. But if we reach these kids before they buy into the superficiality of the kinds of values about what's important, it's material, and it's super, it won't really won't make them happy and won't make the world peaceful. If we give we can help to really build a peaceful world. And if we can do it here, we're already in Israel, Jordan, Palestine, Ukraine, Croatia, Hong Kong, now Japan, Bermuda, Canada, you name it. I love what they've done. I honor you, Carol. Carol. You, Carol, what you've done and what all of you have done makes me prouder than I can say. I feel liberated because I know this is being carried on. And only I ramble and I follow my footsteps from the sparkling sands of dying deserts that all around me. I heard a voice singing out of the woody now, singing this land was made for you and me. There we go now. This land is your land. This land is mine. For you, to be our mind. From the little forest to the upstream water. This land was made for you and me. I just want to tell you, I have been in Korea and everyone has heard it to me. You're not much of a good like that. Nobody living can ever stop me as I go walking down freedom's highway. Nobody living can make me turn back. Oh, this land was made for you and me. Sing with us now. This land is your land. This land is my land. California, you are mine. From the redwood forest to the upstream water. This land was made for you and me. As I went walking, I saw a sign there. And they say, if you look just as you, on the other side, it says Rotary rocks. You know that side of the day, you and me. There we go, stack it up. This land is your land. This land is my land. For your California, New York Island, New York Island. Redwood forest, redwood forest, waters, upstream water, made for you and this land was made for you and me. Oh, sing it, this land was made for you and me.
I want to acknowledge you for bringing this program to us. Gail and Carol, for seizing the opportunity, and for all of you for developing this incredible program. And Peter, as an acknowledgement for this, We're going to donate 1,000 doses of vaccine, Polio Plus, polio's eradication effort, and we are so close.
I want to tell you, which is also a polio story. One of my best friends in California, Brian May, got a live shot of polio when he was 4 years old, spent 2 years in an iron lung. And he went on to get his MA in Spanish and Italian. But he had a folk show, and I did his folk show, and he was a quadriplegic. He became one of my closest friends. So I have a very special personal reason to say thank you for